What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, another day, another dollar. Once again, we're breaking down our futures contract per usual. The last 2 days have just been kind of nothing, a whole lot of chop inside of Friday's range. I left you guys off on Friday stating that the daily was a one time framing up. We had broken out of balance, one time framing up on our daily time frame, meaning we're setting higher highs, higher lows, and we had an outside week up scenario play out for the weekly, but we had just come back into balance because we took out the previous week's low. And then on the monthly, we are still one time framing up on the monthly, and we'll go ahead and look at that real quick. We'll go ahead and look at the larger time frames just to kind of give us a better picture of what those look like, and then we'll look at the 30-minute time frame, which has been the last 2 days have just been nothing, a whole lot of nothing to trade. Very, I mean, not terrible risk reward opportunities, but definitely not something you want to be involved in. In my opinion, there are better trades, and just kind of being patient. I haven't traded a whole lot. Taken a couple. Took one yesterday, which was profitable, and then took one today, which was profitable. Not very big winners, just small. Yesterday was like 22 points. Today was about 11 points. So once again, just keeping the size small while we're in a balance on the daily. And then once we break out, just kind of whichever direction we do break out, I will kind of go with and then increase my size. Then those will be the days that I will try to make the hay. Anyway, we were looking at the monthly time frame. Okay, so monthly, one time framing up. Since we broke out of balance back here in December of last year, we one time framing up 1, 2, 3 months in a row. Now, what we want to see is continue to have extension above previous time frames high. Okay, so like January had really good extension above December's high. Okay, now we'd like to see February have really good extension above January's high, which would mean getting above 5,000 and pushing higher. Right now we're having a bit of consolidation above the 49.50 level. Just kind of playing around that level, which isn't a terrible thing for the market, but it makes things harder to read, makes things harder to trade whenever we are in a balance or in a trading range, which gives you worse of your risk reward typically. So monthly still very healthy though until we take out a previous month's low. We are one time framing up. Let's go ahead and look at the weekly. Now keep in mind, the weekly came back into balance last week because we took out the previous week's low. All right. We took out that previous week's low, put ourselves back into balance. And then we have an outside week up scenario because we took out that low and then came back above and closed above it. We have an outside week up scenario playing. With that, what you want to see is continuation when we break out of it or lack of. So essentially, if we break out of balance above 97.75, we want to see continuation or lack of. Okay, so a failure would be we get up there, we push to 5,000, and then we roll over and come back inside and close back below 97. Kind of back in this area that we've been doing a lot of volume and a lot of trading in, which is about the 60 area. The 49.60 area has been very, very popular the last 2 days. And I'll show you why. What I mean by that, we have a wide point of control today, right around that level. So the weekly is in a balance, and then the daily you can say is trading within that balance, as well as we have come from up to balance in the daily. Technically, it's still one time framing up in a technical sense, because we have not taken out a previous daily low, or but we have not really gotten much continuation since we broke out of balance on this day. But this is just what the daily looks like trading within that weekly balance. And just keep in mind the weekly or the balance rules whenever it comes to consolidation within a range. As you get near a balance high or low and you fail, you get to the balance high or low, stretch it, and then fail and roll over the other way. Or you get to, through, and away from it, which would mean extension above or below it. Right now we are near the balance high and have yet to really push above this 78 level. We've been really, really struggling around that 80 level, in my opinion. Each time we bumped our heads up there, it has resulted in a pullback. So right now we're looking at could potentially be a double inside day. We have broken out of this balance that we were in. Technically, we are still one time framing up, but I think I'm going to say that the daily is up to balance using Friday's high and low as that balance. Okay. So if we take out Friday's high, then we'll be coming out of a double inside day to the upside and breaking out of balance, in my opinion, when that happens. And then same thing on the downside. If and when we take out this low here, we'll be coming out of the balance to the downside and a double inside day to the downside. So we want to look for continuation or lack of. Now, one thing that is positive that you want to note here is how we are holding above and continue to close above what our previous daily balance high was, and was our previous all-time high right here at 57.75. Each time we've pushed down into that area, we've gotten some buy action and we've popped back above. Today we closed above that area. So very key level, in my opinion, is going to be 49.50 on the downside, and then 49.80. If we take out either one of those, in my opinion, we will get a really good move to one side or the other. So in this case, if we take out 49.80, we will most likely take out our high up here at 97.75. If we take out 49.50, we will most likely take out Friday's low, in my opinion, down here at 49.29. So keep that in mind going forward. That is going to be my line in the sand, really, between those two levels, 80 and 50. So within a 30-point range, the longer that we continue to stay in a balance or in a trading range, the tighter that consolidation can be and will get. Right now, it looks like a little bit of a flag right to the upside. So if you're a buyer, that's exactly what you want to see. You want to see us take out that 80 level, pop up above 97, and get really good extension above that area. If we were to just take Friday's range alone, okay, and stack it above that 80 level, just out of whim, we could potentially get up to 40, we could get up to 50-50 if we stack it above the and this is just kind of how I gauge a range that we could potentially get to. So obviously if we get above 80, 50-50 is my upper limit, and then so right around this 50-50 and 50-65 level would be kind of where I would expect some stalling up here around that level. So that is kind of a target if we break out on the upside. Now on the downside, same thing, right? So we'll be targeting 50-50 on the upside, same thing on the downside. If we take that same exact range, hello, I'm clicking. Sorry. If we take that exact same range here, and let's just say we get below 50-50, or 49.50, we'll be coming down here to right around the 20-day moving average. And then if we get below, let's just say we use that daily low there, we'll be getting below that weekly low at the previous balance low, 68.25. And I believe our weekly low will be right around that level. But that would be our target on the downside, essentially, would be the 20-day moving average, in my opinion. Not saying that we'll do that, but that just kind of gives you an idea how to gauge which direction or where to target. So downside target would be right around this 20-day moving average. Upside target is going to be right around that 50-50 level, 5,050 level. So those are going to be my two targets moving forward on the daily time frame, if and when we break out of this inside day balance range here between 97 and 28. So now let's go ahead and get into the main time frames that we look at here, which is our 30-minute time frame. And as you can see, I didn't do any homework yesterday. Kind of took the day off from not really trading. I did take a trade. However, I did just kind of take the day off from looking at the chart in general. Anyway, as you can see, we're still within Friday's range, clearly. All right, still within Friday's range. Just been chopping around. I mean, packing in volume between 60 and 70. Okay, we've just been packing in volume. Yesterday, we did a lot of volume in that same range. Had an 8 wide point of control around that 70 level. Today, we have I think a 10 wide, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A 12 wide point of control right there at that 64 level. Let me triple check here. Make sure that is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so 12 out of 13 time frames. So almost a perfect point of control right here at 64. So a lot of volume being packed in there, which should lead to us having a really good move. Like I said, if we get above that 80 level, should have a really good move above there. And if we get below the 50 level, should have a really good move that direction. Now, what does this area of consolidation mean? I think, in my opinion, what I'm seeing is I think buyers are stepping in here. Okay. I don't know who they are. I don't know if it's short term, if it's long term money. From what I'm seeing, buyers are stepping into this market. Now, once they pull their bid, it does not mean that this market will go up and continue to push higher. Once they pull their bid, this market could easily dump, and then they'll reaccumulate some more shares or some more contracts at lower prices. But right now, they are buying, and what I'm seeing, they're buying above what was our all-time high around that 57 level. So that's why I'm saying if they pull their bid and we get below 50, they're going to wait to see, all right, we got below 50. If I'm a bit long-term buyer, where would I want to get involved next? Okay, I might pick up a couple of shares around that 49.29 level. And then if we get below that, depending on the volume and the tempo to the downside, where would be my next area that I want to get involved in? Be around that afternoon pullback low from the first at 48.99, which is also where our 20-day moving average is located. Okay, maybe I want to get involved there. Maybe I don't even want to put in a bid at 49.29. I want to see if this market will pull back to that 4,900 level where I'll get involved again on buying, and then this thing will rotate up. Guess what? I will distribute my shares and my contracts for a profit at the all-time high up here, rinse and repeat. Okay, so that's how I'm seeing it. Buyers are stepping in here once the bid is gone, and if this market has more supply than what buyers are, then we'll roll over. If buyers continue to hold, guess what? They'll have their bid. Shorter term traders will come into this market, and shorts will begin to get squeezed out above 80. Once we squeeze the shorts out, we'll have Momo traders pick up, and then we'll get above 97.75. That's how I view it. Okay, I'm not saying that that's going to be exactly how that happens, but I'm just kind of giving both sides on what I would expect the market to do. But yeah, that's how I'm viewing it, especially with this wide point of control and then the point of control that we developed yesterday. This could also be, right? This could also be all the buyers that accumulated down here, right? Right below 4,900. All the buyers that stepped in the market here when we pulled back on that FOMC day, right? They could be the ones distributing here. And like I said, if buyers continue to step in the market as they're distributing their shares up here, it will move higher. Okay, especially if we squeeze out shorts above 49.80 and then squeeze out longs below 49.50. Okay, those are gonna be, like I said, those are my two lines in the sand. So I given you both the upside and the downside scenario. That's how I'm viewing the market as of right now. 49.79. Fuck. 49.78.25 is today's high. Okay. And like I said, I'm treating this as a double inside day. Even though we took out yesterday's high, we didn't do it by much, and we came in pretty aggressively. Today is the 6th. 24. And another thing to note is how value has not changed. Value since Friday has not really changed. It is being developed more or less in the lower portion of that day's range, or excuse me, the lower portion of that day's value area. However, what buyers want to see is value continue to move up higher above the last 2 days, So if value gets moved above 49.80, that will show buyers are still very strong. And then if obviously we get above the 5,000 level, you will target that 50-50 level that I was discussing. Okay, we have today's low down here at 49.55, even 49.55. Today's low. We'll mark our 12-wide point of control. We'll mark our 12-wide point of control here at a low of 64.50. Alrighty, and then we're going to mark the previous day's low because I don't have that marked on my chart yet, which would be 37.75. So let's state the obvious. After I get done marking this, we'll state the obvious. So obviously, I mean, very strong close into, or strong push into the close, in my opinion. If we open above 49.64, get above today's high at 49.7825, we will go and test the all-time high of 97.75. If we open below 64.50, get below 55, we will go down here to 49.3775 and then 29. But like I said, if there's any volume and push to the downside, those bids will step out, and we will not probably see those bids step back in until right around that 20-day moving average, which is at the 4,900 level. So upside destination 97.75, 50-50 in my opinion, and going forward. Downside would be 49.64.50, 49.55, 37.75, 29, and 4,900. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there. As long as we're in this consolidation, have your hard hats on, reduce size, trade what you think is right. We'll catch you guys in the next one. See you.